Hi everyone, my name is Junjun Amparo and I'm currently working here in Thailand as an overseas Filipino worker, and this is my uh, 14 to 15 years working in this university at Asia Pacific International University. And my research interest is about proper money management for OFWs. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share my screen to you, and this is going to be my research presentation. The title is Overseas Filipino Workers' Money is Gone, a qualitative study on the financial blueprint, challenges, and coping mechanism of OFWs in Thailand. Uh, I believe that we cannot separate uh, personal finances from our daily lives. We need to be financially literate. In the context of OFWs, the data shows from CFO or Commission on Filipino Overseas and POA 2015, it says that there are 5,000 or more than 5,000 Filipinos leave the Philippines every day. And in this context, we will see that many OFWs are spreading across the globe. So you can see many OFWs in many places. The background of the study is that uh, of course, the overseas Filipino workers. And roughly, we have about 12 million or 12.5 millions OFWs. And then this translates to around 10 to 11% of the total population. In 2012, OFWs have remitted more than 21 billion back to the Philippines. That is 21 billion US dollars. So you can see that the OFWs, they are actually one of the pillars of our economy. And we have seen that there are 10 to 11% of the total population. I mean, they are overseas Filipino workers. From the UN International Migration Report in 2015, Philippines is one of the top 10 countries of origin with largest diaspora populations, next to India and China. So you can see Filipinos in every parts of the world. Uh, in Thailand, there are about 17,921 Filipinos in Thailand. And out of that, 4,000 are undocumented. That is taken from the newspaper The Nation 2017. Uh, and most of these OFWs here in Thailand are actually working as teachers, and some of them are working in the hospitality industries. Now, here's the sad truth about about OFWs. So while we believe that we are sending a lot of money to the Philippines, the truth is many OFWs are not financially literate. In fact, a study by SEDPE, or Social Enterprise Development Partnership Incorporated, in 2011, they said that 1 out of 10 OFWs are financially broke. Okay, so 1 out of 10 are financially broke. And then 8 out of 10 of those who return to the Philippines have no savings at all. So I think this is challenging. Even Filipinos or OFWs who are professionals, usually they are not that financially literate. This is Ambassador Grace Princesa, and she is the Philippine ambassador to Vatican. And I was privileged to speak with her, and she actually wrote a recommendation or a portion in my book. And then this is what she said: I have been a diplomat for the last 31 years. I have personally witnessed how our modern day heroes have survived in foreign lands. Most OFWs do not have proper skills on how to manage their hard earned money. So this is according to Ambassador Grace Princesa. Even the most educated OFWs end up in debt and with no savings nor emergency fund. So I think this is a very big challenge for many OFWs like me. And Ambassador Grace Princesa is talking based from her experience. And part of this research, of this qualitative research, is an interview. And I had an interview with Johnny. This story had been featured at GMA News. I wrote an article based from his story. And he and his wife were both teachers in Thailand. And unfortunately, they suffered from financial distress. Okay, they have money problems. They couldn't sleep well. They buried in debt. His wife was pregnant, and his mother-in-law had a breast cancer. His mother-in-law was here in Thailand when I conducted the interview. The cost of hospitalization was rising, and Johnny borrowed money from five different people. Okay, so you could imagine the gravity or the impact of this financial distress to the couple, okay, to Johnny and his wife. So this story, you can see it in the GMA network. The title is The Horrible Effect of Debt, an OFW Story. So this is a real life scenario, a real case for many OFWs living here in Thailand. What are the financial blueprint of OFWs here in Thailand? So in my study, in my research, I found out that most OFWs have committing a lot of money mistakes. For instance, number one is we have here work send money mentality. It means that whenever they receive money, what they would do is they would send the money back to the Philippines without leaving or maybe a small amount for themselves. They are not investing in learning, especially in financial management. They don't treat savings as an expense. So probably what OFWs do is that they go to the malls and do shopping, and they're not, saving for their future. Another thing is over remitting, impulse buying in debt, limited understanding on investments, and ask financial help from friends, from the embassy and Filipino communities. That is when they have financial problems. Okay, so whenever they, let's say, OFWs have been into uh, emergency situations like accidents or illnesses, since they don't have insurance or they don't have enough savings. So what they would do is they would turn to their friends, or they would go to the embassy or Filipino communities and ask for financial help. Obviously, because number two and number eight are related, because they are not investing in learning. So basically, most OFWs are prone to scam. And a few months ago, we have a case here in Thailand where many teachers have been duped or have been scammed. Okay, so this is the situations of most OFWs in Thailand. This research is conducted to understand the financial intelligence of overseas Filipino in Thailand, including financial challenges and coping mechanisms. So in this research, so I want to find out about the financial intelligence of OFWs and what are the financial challenges and what are their coping mechanism. So why most OFWs are committing money mistakes? Okay, for instance, they are in chronic debts, they don't have savings, there's no emergency funds, inadequate insurance, they uh, being a victim of scam, they have a limited understanding about investing. So another things, how the OFWs in Thailand address financial problems and challenges they face. So these are the research objectives to investigate the current financial blueprint of AFWs and to understand the common financial problems and find out the coping mechanism. And the last one is to come up with a practical financial literacy guidebook for OFWs like me. So this research method employed phenomenology approaches, and primary data is taken from the OFW informants. Secondary data is taken from the online news blogs and selected via a multiple stage random sampling. And then I also employed a semi-structured interview. And then the questions were constructed using the empathy map adjusted to OFW context. So this is the research method. The interview questions were uh, presented to the expert to ensure the congruency and appropriateness of each interview questions. So it has been presented to the finance expert. IOC was used to qualify the content validity. And then I also conducted a coding and theming, and then triangulation of evaluators, collection of same information from more than one evaluator to increase accuracy of the tools. This is the research environment, okay, the OFWs in Thailand, and their financial blueprint. And the research has employed an interview method to better understand the financial coping mechanism of OFWs in Thailand. This is the data gathering tools and procedures. So interview questions has been checked by experts, research advisors, advisor verified interview questions, and then I conducted an in-depth individual interviews as well. This interview has been recorded and transcribed with their permission, of course. And then from there, significant statements were gathered and bracketed, and then data were analyzed and put into a cluster and meaning or theme, and then finding conclusions were made based from the data. So this is the treatment of the data. You can see here the transcription from the in-depth interview, and then get the significant statement. So if they talk about more on borrowing money, asking money from their friends, so I tried to put that into a theme or category, like maybe under debt. And then there's a significant statement, formulated meanings from the statement, creation of emergent themes, final thematic map, and then creation of financial literacy guidebook for OFWs. So here are the findings and the discussion, the final thematic map. So what you can see here is the process. So at first, for instance, here in money and your everyday life, I tried to explore the the uh, the real life situations of many OFWs here in Thailand, particularly on how they manage their finances. And then financial literacy all the way here to output. And then the output is the OMG book. And OMG is actually an acronym, which means OFW's money is gone. And then practical tips on how to manage your hard-earned money. Now, what is the conclusion? Based from this study, the researcher has come up with this following conclusion. So there is a lack of financial intelligence amongst OFWs here in Thailand. Uh, when I say lack of financial intelligence, that could be in terms of they don't have financial goals. Okay, maybe they don't know, or maybe they've been working here for 5 years or 10 years, and yet they still struggling financially. Okay, why? Because there's no financial goals, there's no investment mindsets. Some OFWs here, of course, they are financially literate and they manage to invest probably in buying a house and lot, or engage in business endeavors. And then lack of financial discipline among OFWs in Thailand. For instance, the impulse buying, or they live like a one-day billionaire, and over remitting, and other common money mistakes for OFWs. So what are the recommendations? So here, there are 8 stages. Stage 1 is setting financial goals. Number 2 is to educate yourself. Stage 3 is to get out of bad debt. Stage 4 is proper budgeting. Stage 5 is set an emergency fund. Stage 6 is protect yourself and your investment, and then explore investment opportunities. And then stage 8 is plan for your retirement. So all these coping mechanisms have been explained here in my book. My book is available at Amazon, and it talks about practical tips on how to manage your hard-earned money. So if you have some questions, I leave an email here, tunamparo@gmail.com, and you can visit my blog, www.richlyblessedtoday.com. Thank you so much.